Sounds good. Welcome to the late night show with me. Tonight we have an awesome show for you. We are actually going to talk about how bad the financial crisis in the U.S. is. We have 3 guests today. They are part of a series of books called The U.S. Financial Crisis, naturally. And for the first guest, we have Dom. Yes, thank you for coming on the show. So, what are esports?
Okay, so esports it stands for electronic sports, and it's play on the internet. And esports is kind of different from the video games though. So video games you just play by yourself, or maybe you play on the TV or with some other people. But esports is a professional sports, and some people play it for a whole life, or maybe 5 to 10 years. And also it's kind of be like basketball or maybe football. It's kind of professional sports. And then esports has a lot of huge tournaments, like TI3 for Dota and some other tournaments for the League of Legends. So that's the difference between esports and video game. And basically, esports is just it's a game, and it's online game. It's based on the internet.
Oh, so is it kind of like do they train and have teams and do stuff like real sports?
Oh yeah. Like basketball team and football team, esports has its own team, and 5 to 10 people for a team, and it's exchange people to in the same tournament. So it's what is called the professional sports actually.
Oh, so it is a sport, just for video games.
Yes.
That is pretty nifty. So, which is your favorite esport game?
So actually, I'm playing Dota 2 right now, and I played Dota before, but I have learned for League of Legends and Counter-Strike and some for FIFA, all of the esports video game online. And I like them all. Yeah. But my best is Dota 2.
I actually, as a matter of fact, play League of Legends. Play, not computer crash, but it's fun. You guys should all play it.
Yeah.
So why are you advocating esports? Why are you trying to show it to the world?
Okay. So you know that the esports is growing very fast of the world, and it's a really big market. If there's a huge tournament, it will gather people together, and the people will just look at the huge tournament, and the sponsor can make a huge amount of money. So by this way, it's gonna expand the economy. So that's why I promote esports as a very good sports to play, or maybe you can try it. And also the game designer, if you design a very good game and just to show it to the whole world, and if there's so many people to play it, you can make a huge money too. Yeah.
That's good. We do need money. It's a rough economy these days.
Yeah.
So that is all the time we have for Dom. We will get back to you right after.
Marijuana, it's what's for dinner. Now let me tell you something that you might not know about America. America's prison population is 39% overpopulated currently right now. Almost 40% overpopulated, filled with not millions, but a ton of offenders that just possess marijuana. Each year, between 750,000 and 1 million people in the U.S. alone are imprisoned for marijuana possession. This is wrong, because it's not bad for you. You see, people want you to believe that it's horrible for you and that it'll ruin your life, but it won't, because all that happens when you smoke marijuana is the THC, which is in the marijuana, that gives you hallucinations, changes a couple chemicals, how they fire in your brain, for a short period of time. And then everything goes back to normal. Now, people want you to think it's bad, but it's not. The real problem is more so alcohol than marijuana, and it should be legalized today.
Good. And we're back. That was a very good interview with Dom, so that was pretty sweet. And now I would like to introduce to you Alex.
Smoke weed every day.
What's up, partner?
Nice to have you on the show, Alex.
Thanks, man.
That's a nice getup.
Thank you. I'm here on behalf of marijuana legalization, and I'm all business.
Whoa, hey, oh. I thought this was a stripper show.
It might be.
All right. So, why should marijuana be legalized?
Let me tell you, marijuana should be legalized for not only financial benefits, not only because it's not bad for you, but because it's your right as a citizen.
It's my right? That's right. Weed, Mary Jane, and any other names that they have. So, a lot of people say that it's good for you and say that it's actually better for you than alcohols. Is that true?
Yes, it is. It is completely true, actually. Alcohol can be very detrimental to not only your liver, but also to your heart and soul, for it can lead to depression and things like that. But marijuana can actually relieve depression, relieve anxiety, and also increase engagement in positive things such as work or community engagement.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
Yep.
So, why would it be good for the economy?
Well, why wouldn't it be? Because first off, all right, the drug industry in America alone is estimated between $40 and $75 billion annually. All right, now if this money was in the government's hands, this would be a great gain for America and the world.
The world. So, I think what I'm getting out of this is if we legalize marijuana, there won't be any starving children in Africa.
Sounds about right.
I think that pretty much sums it up. So, we are running out of time for you. So, I guess we will have to go to another commercial.
So esports is going to be one of the fastest growing industry in the world. Like basketball, football has maybe 200 to 300,000 history, and esports is going to start right away. Okay, so if you haven't tried Dota, League of Legends, or maybe Counter-Strike or maybe FIFA before, you're going to be attracted by those games. Okay, so according to some statistics, esports professionals can earn about like 40 to 50,000 bucks for just a month. And also, if you earn like in a tournament and you are like be attracted by the whole amount of a group of people who are attracted by the esports game. Okay, so the TI4 is gonna be in this summer, and I will see you at the court for TI4 in Dota.
So that was a pretty dope interview with Alex there. Right. All right. So next we have Nick talking about geothermal energy.
Hi, Josh. How are you?
I have you on the show. All right. So, well, what the heck is geothermal energy?
Geothermal energy is basically using the heat of the soil on the ground to heat spaces. Let's say like a space like this or a home or anything like that. And the temperature basically in the ground doesn't change. So at any given point of the year or whatever season it is, the temperature in the ground is the same. So you can use it more efficiently.
Well, efficient is good. So, what is this compared to other alternative energy sources?
Well, what we use now is usually gas or wood heat, and it uses fossil fuels, which are not renewable, which is bad for the environment, which is one of the benefits that geothermal has. Is it costs way less, first of all, financially to power. I mean, we're talking maybe an eighth of the cost monthly to heat the same space home. You're using fuels that are renewable because you're using just the heat that's already provided by the soil. And as everyone knows, or should know, that the inside of the earth is warm, so it doesn't change. It always will be warm. It's not costing us any energy to keep it warm. So we're just basically using the earth's energy as a heating mechanism. So
It does seem efficient.
also, one more thing, sorry, pollution. Pollution is a big one. So I mean, we all talk about the greenhouse gas effect and stuff like that, and the polar ice caps are melting, and it just as financially different as it is from the conventional heating systems, it also releases nowhere near the amount of pollution into the air as conventional heating system.
That is good. So if it's so good, then why isn't it as popular?
It's a great question.
Thank you.
It's the initial cost, basically. So it does cost me more to install geothermal, when you first build a home, because you have to basically put this looping pipe system into the ground. There's a couple different ways, and I won't get into it, but the initial cost is probably 2 or 3 times more expensive than a conventional heating system. And because of that, people are kind of taken back at, will I actually see benefits financially if I do go this way? But in the long run, it can pay off in less than 10 years for some people, because you're paying so much less per month. So, once you get past that initial cost back, it's definitely the way to go.
Yeah, you definitely convinced me to appreciate geothermal energy.
I hope everyone else does.
Well, that's all the time we got for the interviews today, so
Oh, what is that?
It's that conventional heating system. Sometimes it just decides to smoke out. It's that burning of the fossil fuels. It's just terrible for your lungs.
Is there any way to get rid of it?
Yeah, it's actually a good question. Geothermal heat is a really good way to get rid of it. It releases less pollutants into the air, and it's just overall better for your pocket and for the environment. It's pretty interesting. It's not like anybody else really wants to be, inhaling this dense amount of smog. And that's why you should buy geothermal heat.
So, I have a surprise for all 3 of you. They actually do not know this yet, and no one knows it except for me, because I'm awesome. But I'm actually making a 4th book in this series. It is about the economy, or what happens to it with an increase in minimum wage. There have been a lot of arguments about whether it's positive or negative, and I didn't know what to think. So I researched it, and I came to the conclusion that actually nothing happens, or at least you can't tell what happens, because the positive and negative effects both occur, and so they kind of, cancel each other out. So if you want to learn more about it, read the book, but I'm going to quit boring you, because now we have a skit that is going to relate everything that we talked about tonight on this show together and show you what's going on in the economy when we legalize marijuana.
I think my minimum wage is going up now.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Want to buy some weed?
Can we do that?
Yeah, they just legalized it.
Oh, well, sure.
Here you go, bud. All right. Dang, I got so much money now. I think I should call up my friend at Geothermal. Hey, man, what's up? Yeah, I think I can finally buy that geothermal energy.
Hey, what are you doing?
Surfing the internet.
That sounds boring. Why aren't you playing video games or something?
Oh, I think that's better.
Well, look all the money I made for playing e-games!
Oh, really? Wow, that's awesome. Where'd you get it?
Playing e-games!
Yes.
Okay, so what you just saw was that there's an increase in minimum wage. And with that increase in minimum wage, consumers were getting more money. And with the more money, they are able to afford buying marijuana, which is now legalized. And the tax money that the government gets from marijuana, they are able to put it towards geothermal energy, because the startup price for that is more expensive than others. And with all this increase in wages and everything, there is more time and money being able to be spent on esport video games. And however, this does sound like a good thing for minimum wage, it is inconclusive, because with the increase in minimum wage, the businesses also have a harder time keeping all those workers employed, and so there most likely will be more unemployment. So you can't really tell what actually happens.
Well, that is all we have tonight for you folks. The show is coming to a close. I would like to thank again our guests tonight. So, Also, I would like to remind you to check out their books, Growth in the Esports Industry by Dom, Geothermal Energy, the Energy of the Future by Nick, and Marijuana, It Is What's for Dinner by Alex. Thank you again. Have a good night.